must have seemed like the good times would never end. But then, China happened.
China has unhappened. Of all the ways I could have started this video, that was probably not the... Let me just reel it back for a second and just... For the first time since like 2014, probably, we have a MoreFTW. We haven't had any football at all in the last few weeks, let alone more of it. And it's come because, as per usual, the day I upload any sort of football this week content, something else happens when I've already made the video and can't physically remake it in order to get it out on time. And this time it was the fact that the FA have announced that the Premier League will be returning on June the 17th. Obviously, all of those games will be played behind closed doors, but they are actually going to happen. English football, barring the whole rest of English football apart from the Premier League, is returning. Now, all the games are going to be on the TV, like every single game is shown, because obviously fans can't attend them in person, so to kind of make up for that a little bit, they made sure that everything is available on TV. It's across Sky, the BBC, BT Sport, and also Amazon Prime. The majority are on Sky, which I still don't agree with. I think the majority should be on like Freeview, but there are still games on BBC Live for the first time since 1874 BC. It's taken a worldwide pandemic caused by a Donny eating marinated bat, but we have actually got free live football in the UK. The Premier League title itself appears to be wrapped up anyway. Liverpool are obviously quite a long way clear, but will City claim second? Will the likes of Chelsea and Manchester United be able to push into the Champions League spots? Can underdogs like Sheffield United and Leicester still hold on to European football? Can smaller clubs like Arsenal survive relegation? But a question on everybody's lips is this actually the right decision? Are the FA and the Premier League actually doing the right thing here by bringing football back? Social distancing is going to be vital. You're going to see substitutes 2 meters away from each other on the sidelines, but then getting onto the pitch and practically being able to rub nipples against each other. I don't really understand the logic there, but you know, we move. Arsenal Fan TV is going to be like nothing you've ever experienced before. Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV here. I'm joined by Troops after that defeat. Honestly, mate, it's such a disappointing performance once again from the boys. Hey, listen, yeah? Ham rolls blood. I'm telling you now. Listen, shut the mic over here, yeah? I can't actually... Who are vocal away day fans gonna abuse now? What are Chelsea fans gonna do in the absence of being able to block other passengers from getting on metro trains? To be fair though, the kickoff times are mental. If you haven't seen the schedule or proposed one that we're getting for live games, it is mad. You're gonna be sat in front of your TV for approximately every single day straight.
This is how many games are on the week. 1 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, 3, 2 on Wednesday, 5, 2 on Thursday, 7, 1 on Friday, 8, 4 on Saturday, 12, 4, 16 a week.
Well, guess what? Guess what? We're going.
Sky like to hype up the games they have live as it is. Imagine the graphics they're going to be using on the TV now. I'm sorry, but one of my favourite games back has to be the fact that Arsenal are immediately playing Manchester City. Just redesign the badge. Just imagine being a Gunners fan only to realise you're going to be social distancing away from good results even when you come back to the Premier League. Only they could spend 2 months away from football entirely, only to come back and then witness Kevin De Bruyne and Sergio Aguero pepper 16 past Bernd Leno. Kyle Walker's gonna be baffled when he's outside his house, bending the opposition over and not getting told off about it on social media. I feel sorry for Arsenal fans because listen, as I always say, I've been a Liverpool fan my whole life. At least you have a future to build on, you know, you've got some good young players like Saka and Martinelli. Back when my club was signing Stuart Downing and Charlie Adam every window, it was a difficult time, I'll be honest. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's hairline is already stressed just thinking about this fixture. And that's another thing. I can't lie to you, I really hope there is some kind of barbers on standby before this campaign actually restarts. I know it's on Freeview, but I should be getting paid to witness what's on the top of Sadio Mane's head for 90 minutes straight. I feel like I'm entitled to financial compensation just by seeing Roberto Firmino on my TV screen. Yeah, hi, hello. Is this injury lawyers for you? Yeah, I've been injured in the workplace. I've been blinded by a terrible trim. Yeah, no, yes, I know I was at home, but I have to work from home now because everyone... Why are you getting cheeky for? N'Golo Kante hasn't played football with hair on his head since he was about 7 years old. To be fair, this is all very rich coming from me with what's currently on top of my head right at this. Everyone who's been begging for the league to be nulled and voided, is that the past tense of that phrase? I don't know if it... But anyone who's been begging for that, I'm sorry to you guys. It's a sad day. Let's just take a moment of silence for them. You're all pagans. Nah, for real, I do understand that viewpoint. I think overall it would have been the least fair and just worst thing to do, generally speaking, but I'll come on to that a little bit later on when I give my actual opinions. I don't care if this title has an asterisk at all. Like, I don't give a shit, lads, alright? It can have like 7 asterisks, all in a line afterwards or something. I don't really know where they're going to be placed. I will quite happily drink the tears of null and voiders in a large flask, having been marinated and soaked for multiple weeks and added in correct concentration to Robinson's mango and passion fruit cordial juice, but the one from Aldi because we're on a budget, so I don't have the cash to be going and getting the main one. One thing I will say that's pretty depressing as a Liverpool fan is that I'm not going to be able to go and attend the open top bus tour, for example, or there won't even be any paying fans at all in the stadium when we lift the trophy. Jordan Henderson's view, whilst he's got that Premier League trophy in his hand, is gonna be quite something. I say we just CGI the fans in, honestly. Listen, get these 2 famous Donnies from FIFA. Now, this is the part you may have been waiting for when it came to watching this video, and it's basically my opinion as to whether this is the right thing to do or not. Now, for a start, I don't think there was any part of me whatsoever that doubted that football would return for this season. There was at first, I won't lie, when the league was first cancelled, I was like, well, we're done out. But as soon as time went on, and as soon, crucially, as I saw that the Bundesliga was going to return at some point, I immediately knew there was no point, there was no way the Premier League was going to pass up this opportunity to rake some more money in. And I'm not saying the decision has been solely made due to money or financial gain for the Premier League, but there really wasn't a part of me that could see a world where football wasn't going to return. As soon as the Bundesliga came back, I knew just the way the Premier League operates, they were going to try and bring it back at some stage. But is that actually wise? Because yes, you know, if you're looking at the financial angle, the league definitely did have to return, not only for the Premier League itself, but also for the clubs themselves as well. I think the Premier League is probably okay, but when you look at lower levels of the football pyramid, the amount of money they have already lost from gate receipts, from general television money, and if they don't get prize money, let's say the league was voided, and a team that was about to win League 2, about to get promoted to League 1 and earn some serious cash from that, then doesn't win that money, you're probably looking at a lot of the Football League going under. But again, the actual health of the players and coaches and etc. and fans even, obviously there's not going to be any there, but the safety of everyone is the most important thing. Now, I loved the idea they had where they said they were going to put them into camps and just like keep everyone away from each other, everyone away from the public. They're not going to do that, it seems. They're going to do it as a normal Premier League season, just behind closed doors. So players are going to go to training, they're going to come back to their families and stuff, and I'm not entirely sure that's the safest thing. All it takes is for one case in the club and suddenly the whole team's having self-isolate. Potentially the whole team has corona. Ramsdale, Bournemouth's goalkeeper, was tested positive recently. Adrian Mariappa from Watford as well. In contrast to that, like a slight caveat is that they've done this in the Bundesliga and it's, to all intents and purposes, worked really well, but equally in Germany they've done a much better job of containing everything and making sure that less people die and less people get infected than here in the UK in terms of a percentage. I mentioned the Bundesliga, and the one big thing here is that at least they have like a guidebook to work on here, the Premier League. They have a league that they can just copy the homework for, in essence. I mentioned the financial element of this whole situation, but also on top of that, it is kind of imperative that life starts to return to normal to some degree. I know that isn't possible in every walk of life. You're not going to be able to go to a nightclub till November or whatever, but certainly in sectors where it's possible, there should be a movement towards trying to restore normality a little bit, even if it's just slowly. Like, we're not going to have fans at football games for probably the entirety of this calendar year, but at least with this, it might raise public morale a little bit. It might stop players from just being bored at home, might raise their morale a little bit. I think it was put really well by True Geordie like about a month ago, where you can't just put everyone in cotton wool until there's a vaccine or until nobody has corona anymore. Everybody is at risk at some point. If I go to the shops, I need to do a weekly shop at Tesco at some point next week. I need to remember to do that, actually. I could quite easily get corona from that in the same way that someone could get corona from driving to work. It was never about making sure that nobody got the virus at all. It was about making sure that the NHS could actually deal with it. And at some point, to stop the entire economy collapsing, we need to go back to some kind of normality, and that's the same with football as well. Now, another massive shame and a big negative is that you're not going to have fans. Everything's going to be played behind closed doors for a long time. I am one of those people that will say that football is nothing without the fans. You know, they are the core element of every single club, especially the further down the pyramid you go in England. But I've seen a lot of people tweet that you can't be happy about football returning because the fans aren't there. Like, that's ridiculous. Football is still an entertainment industry. Football is still something that a lot of people enjoy, regardless of whether they go to it or not. Now, I know that sounds very armchair supporter of me, but it's the truth. And as I said, you can't bubble wrap everyone forever. At some point, football has to start, but it can't start with 80,000 people all in one confined space watching the game. What's more important, clubs staying in business or the integrity of the game because fans aren't there? Overall, and I hope like my fan allegiance can be taken out of this conversation, because it is, I mean, it's relevant because I'm a Liverpool fan, but it's irrelevant because that's not why I think this. But I do think that starting or restarting the Premier League, generally speaking, is a good idea. Nulling and voiding it is completely stupid, and anyone who has suggested that is completely stupid. Why would you, there's been almost 30 games of the season. Why would you say that they just don't matter? You're not going to give out prize money. You're not going to help teams stay afloat. You're not going to reward teams that have done really well across the course of 30 games. But as I said, again, getting back to some kind of normality is going to be really important, not only for the game of football, but just in general life. In saying that, the safety of the players and everyone around is the most important thing. So that is the key thing. If they can ensure that everyone's going to be able to do this safely, then I do genuinely have no problem with it. Another issue is the contract situation, because most of those run out probably before they're going to be able to finish the season. I mean, they obviously, it's starting in mid-June. Contracts run out at the end of June, so I don't know what they're going to do there. But I guess that's a topic and a conversation for a slightly different day than today. But I think that is going to be it for more FTW. That has been a lot to unpackage, and I hope you have enjoyed the video. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. What do you think should have happened? Do you think they should have just cancelled the season, voided it? Do you think they should have just gone for points per game? Let me know down there, and whilst you're at it, slap a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.